We're going to be hopping. Actually, you know what? We're not going to be hopping right into game. There's a video that I want to watch this morning. It's about Black Ops 6. And it's by someone who I like to call the sensible Blame Truth. Because I think he makes a lot of good points and he's not just completely negative like Blame Truth is. I think that's pretty straightforward. And that's Nero Cinemas. I've watched him for years. There was a time where he had far more subscribers than me on YouTube. And I would kind of always watch his content. In the past years, he's been more skill-based matchmaking, down on the game kind of thing. And he made a video, and I don't know what it's about, but it says, Call of Duty is about to do us dirty once again. And I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm assuming this is talking about Black Ops 6. So wanted to watch it with you guys. Okay, cool. Way to go, YouTube. Way to start that video over again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the
Classic
channel and
intro.
welcome back to Black Ops 4. It's been quite a long time since there was any Black Ops 4 footage here in the channel.
If the video will let me pause. He has had that intro for literally as long as I can remember. For like forever.
I've been kind of running out of Cold War stuff to share with you guys, so I thought we'd use some old Black Ops 4 footage, but
I love Black Ops 4.
The same thing. We're talking about Black Ops 6, we're talking about Call of Duty next, which now, at the time this video being recorded, is 16 days away. But this year is going to be unlike any other year in terms of how COD's been marketed, because we already pretty much know everything. Without the official reveal, like a month before like anything super official comes out, we learned pretty much everything thanks to the whole jailbroken PS4 fiasco. We've seen gameplay, we've seen the movement, we've seen the maps, we've seen the guns.
Jaden, you legend. Keeping that dono streak alive.
Create class prestige mode, and today we're going to be talking about a feature that just severely was lacking: the firing range. We saw footage of it, we've seen pictures of it. In fact, there's still images of it that are on the internet right now that you can still see. Activision's doing a pretty good job of trying to take down all the footage and everything, but there's still some stuff out there to be found. It's one of those things where once it's online, it's kind of there forever, and you can find all this stuff.
I will say, those leaks were huge, like very, very big. And the amount that they actually took down, it took them a couple days. But honestly, most of it's gone. Like, I'm not seeing much of it anymore.
Easily via Google, but I'll put a link to it down there in the description if you guys want to check it out.
But it's definitely
Black
Googleable.
Ops 6 is impressing me in some ways because they've actually found a way to make the firing range in Call of Duty even worse somehow, if that makes any sense. Like, the firing range has never really been good in COD, but when you look at Call of Duty Mobile, for example, and how fantastic it is there, you look at games like Apex Legends, which I've not played in forever, but apparently it has a pretty good firing range. You look at X-Defiant, which is ridiculously good. I love the X-Defiant firing range. For some reason, they neglected to put
what are the wait, okay, so is this just extreme nitpicking? I also just realized my background's all messed up. Like, the leaks come out, and I mean, I think like the main complaint is probably skill-based matchmaking. Like, I'm guessing that that's what it is, but like, we're talking about a firing range here. Like, let's see what he says.
In the GSK operators into the firing range when they were added to the game, however, hopefully that's something that's on their radar, and hopefully that's something that they're addressing. But suffice to say, in Black Ops 6, the firing range that we get pretty much looks like the Modern Warfare remastered one, but somehow even worse.
Okay, so two things. Number one, personally, I don't care about a firing range. I want to see two things in a firing range. I want to see various difference of targets at different ranges, and I want to see damage numbers that pop up, kind of like the X-Defiant one. I don't really care what it looks like. I don't really care if it's a long hallway. I don't really care if it's like a glowing neon city, although that would be pretty cool. I don't really care. And I feel like picking on what that is kind of nitpicking. Also, the game is not out. The build that leaked is, I think, the beta build. And I'm guessing a firing range is probably one of the last things they're going to work on, but I could be wrong.
It's almost as if they don't care about that feature at all. It's almost as if they want Create Class to be sort of convoluted and confusing, and really you can't just like tell what you're doing without looking up a video or going to Google and just copying other people's loadouts.
Okay, so now I disagree with this. So one thing that we have seen that is leaked is you can actually go in and look at attachments and weapons and see exact numbers, damage values for different areas of the body, ranges. You just can't test it out. So he's saying that the firing range is bad, so they're trying to make the game convoluted. I don't agree with that.
So I think that's been a big problem in COD for a while, honestly. Like,
yes,
it's
that
not
is true,
user-friendly, the entire idea of create a class anymore. When there's like 40 different grips to choose from, 40 different rear grips to choose from, and all these different weapon stat categories like recoil reduction, recoil spread, recoil mitigation, recoil smoothness, recoil saturation.
Tomorrow we're going to be streaming Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and when we go into create a class in that, being able to just use one attachment, kind of refreshing.
Just making up things at this point, but those are probably pretty close and pretty accurate. It's just convoluted, man. It's not really enjoyable. I don't like that aspect of COD lately, and what we've seen so far from the leaks is that it looks like they may be toning down the gunsmith a little bit.
Yeah, the amount of attachments.
It's a beta build, and therefore they don't want to put everything into the game, but they may be tweaking gunsmith a little bit. But when it comes to the firing range, they're just making it worse somehow, which really should be the opposite, I think, of what they should be doing overall.
Okay, so,
I think they should be trying to...
Chat, I need to know, is firing range that big of a deal for you? Like completely honestly, like, this is an entire video essentially on firing range. Number one, the game's not out yet. We don't actually know what it's going to look like. It could look vastly different in the beta than it does in the final game. I don't use the firing range, and it seems like Killer Shark saying barely uses it. Jordan says no. It just
streamline
seems like
the process
nitpicking.
Of create class a little bit more. I think that people should be able to test out things easily in the game to get a feel for their weapons and get a feel for their loadouts and everything. And just what if the Black Ops universe had an area, maybe like some might call a map, where I don't know, where you can like test out your guns and there's like a range and you can fire your weapons at the range. Like, it would be so convenient that the Black Ops universe had a location like that.
I do want to read the comments when this video's over.
And then make
I'm
it
curious.
good, where people can see damage numbers, recoil patterns, damage ranges, and everything else, where they can test out their guns. Like, if only something like that existed already within the Black Ops universe and has been used like 6 or 7 times throughout 6 or 7 different Call of Duty games.
Point's funny.
It would not be hard at all for them to implement. If only that existed.
I use it, but it wouldn't sway me in any other way if it wasn't there. It's definitely nitpicking, in your opinion. I mainly use it to see a new camo from an unlock event. Yeah, that's true. And I think that will be there in that sense. It's just the firing range might not look as nice.
I suppose we'll never have a proper range to test out the firing of our weapons, but
it's a stupid argument about firing range. Playing the game is the best way to test your weapons. That is true. I think it's just like a little bit quicker, and it'll still be there.
You guys see what I'm saying here? Like, it just makes so much sense. Like, I don't see why that's not a feature in COD. Don't get me wrong, Black Ops 6 is doing a lot of things very well based on the leaks that we've seen so far. Of course, we have to actually get our hands on the game and actually play the beta and experience it for ourselves, and not just the people that have jailbroken PS4s.
I'm gonna lie, Black Ops 4 looks fun
Black
though.
Ops 6. But based on what we've learned so far, it does seem like they've made a number of positive changes. I think a lot of people are excited for the multiplayer experience, as well as zombies. Campaign is, I mean, it's the campaign, whatever. Obviously, Warzone's gonna be a big thing as well. But based on what we've learned so far, they've done a lot of good things on paper with Black Ops 6, but when I saw that firing range, man, it was so disappointing, because it just, Call of Duty, arguably the world's biggest first-person shooter, at least from a casual perspective, does not have a way for you to
things like this, I don't think you should complain about until the game is actually out. And maybe this is a bad L take. Maybe I'm a shill for saying this. This is pre-release footage that was leaked, jailbroke, and I haven't even seen. Actually, that's not true. I did see the leaked firing range footage. It did look shitty. It looked like the COD 4 one that just, like, they didn't put any textures or anything on. It didn't look finished to me. So to me, it's just like, okay, if the game comes out and your one complaint is that they have a crappy firing range, all right, maybe they fix it in season 1. Maybe they don't. But to me, it's not going to change my opinion of the game.
Understand your weapons, you know, like, you look at the attachments and it's so convoluted, and then you go to try to test them out in the firing range. Well, the firing range is pretty pointless. You test out your recoil there, and that's pretty much it. You don't actually learn anything about your gun. It'd be so nice if you shoot at your target, it gives you a damage number, like, oh yeah, okay, this gun does I agree. 28 That'd be nice. Damage up close, it does 24 damage at a distance. You can see that range difference between all the different target dummies. Like, again, XDefiant absolutely destroyed COD when it comes to the firing range, and there's other games out there like Apex, COD Mobile.
Is like Blame Truth. Okay, so this I didn't know. I haven't watched this channel in a while. So you get three different types of people in the Call of Duty community lately. You get the people that love Call of Duty, you get the people that hate Call of Duty, and then you get the people that hate Call of Duty and think XDefiant's God gift to man. And don't get me wrong, XDefiant is a good game, but there's problems with it. It's boring. I like it, but I just can't play it for a long period of time. It's kind of like Call of Duty World War II or not Call of Duty Vanguard. Kind of like Call of Duty World War II. I thought it was a decent game, but it was just boring. But now he likes X Defiant. He's one of those guys. I understand.
But for some reason, the big
There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
AAA title that comes out every single year does not have a way for people to casually understand their weapons, but rather you just have to go watch Exclusive Ace or Google or just scroll TikTok until people tell you to try out different loadouts, and you try them out and then maybe you like it. You don't know why you like it, you just know it feels good.
So this is why this argument's dumb. This is the dumb argument. I'm sorry, Nero, but it's dumb. You're saying because there's a bad firing range, people are going to have to go on YouTube or TikTok and find these loadouts that people are using. Right? But you're also saying that there is a good firing range in Modern Warfare 3 right now, yet people are still going and looking up loadouts and looking up damage stats and things like that. So are we saying that the firing range is already bad, or are we saying that it's disappointing moving forward and that's why this is happening? I think the real complaint here is that Gunsmith is convoluted and confusing, and it needs to be less confusing, and it should be so much less confusing that you don't even need a firing range to know what it's going to do to your weapons, and then you can hop in the game. And then the firing range should just be a bonus, a way to try things out quickly or use while you're waiting in a lobby. But I think the argument of a bad firing range makes for not knowing what you're doing in game is a dumb argument.
Good in game, like it's a terrible system overall. Now I was hoping that was something that they were going to be addressing with Black Ops 6, but so far it does not seem like that.
I misunderstood a little bit. I don't think he's saying that the Modern Warfare 3 firing range is
That's
good.
the case, but of course time
and
will
people
tell,
will
ladies
look up
and
loadouts either way.
When
That
we
is correct.
actually get our hands on the game. But for right now, that's it for this video here today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on the Black Ops 6 firing range.
I don't blame Nero for this, but I think he was out of video ideas this day.
As well as all the other leaks you guys have been seeing down
I get
there
it.
in the
It
comments.
happens all the
And I
time.
hope
Filler
you
videos.
guys all have a wonderful day.
Now, I need to look at the comments. Hello, Notification Squad. Let's be completely honest and clear with ourselves. As a once diehard fans of COD, it's never going to be like it was before. Don't know what that has to do with the firing range, but I mean, true. COD World War II had the best firing range. Yeah, here it is. Who's really basing the game on the shooting range to get it or not? Thank you. I think it's a great sign that our biggest current criticism is the firing range. I wish he would have said that straight up in the video. I really do. Because I think that's the overall consensus there, is that if you're complaining about a firing range, that's a pretty good sign moving forward.